are the reasons is it the HIV status, and is there any reason why you wanted to commit suicide so bad?
It was the HIV status. It was being homeless. It was just a lot that was going on. Finances. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing with depression, it pulls you down. Like, it makes you feel as though you can't get out of it. It's over. It's finished. You are done. And there's no way out of it. And depression will it will convince you that, suicide is the only option. And for me, I didn't look at it as suicide. I looked at it as peace, because for me, when I eventually ended up going to sleep at night, that was the most peaceful. So for me, I saw death as an eternal sleep. That, oh my word, my mind will stop running. I will stop having these issues. I'll stop having all of this. So let me just go sleep. I saw it as that.
And I think a lot of people also explain when they want to commit suicide to peace. Like, I just want to be peaceful. I don't want to think because my mind is just going.
It's going and going. And you get triggered by every small thing. You understand? Even when you are in a group of people, you're physically there, but your mind is elsewhere, and you become trapped in your own mind. And it's the worst type of trapment.
Sure. Okay, so now you discover that you're HIV positive. So where's the guy now? Where's the ex-boyfriend?
He got an interdict against me, because when I did the Relebogile show, he thought that I was going to expose him or talk about his name. Then he got an interdict. He's around. During this whole drama, he popped up, like a narcissist does, and, tried to make it all about him, tried to be, the knight in shining armor at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So he's still around.
Is he a known person?
Is he?
A known person, because I think you said he has a fancy oven or a fancy microwave.
Exactly.
So I
he is a known person. He's a person with quite a lot of money. He's made a name for himself in, various industries. Huh? So, yeah.
Is he in the media, politician?
No, he's not in that. So he's in the banking industry, So he's a very well-known person in that industry. So, yeah. Very young and successful, but yeah, it's just a shame that he's a toxic person. Yeah.
All right, so now you're still doing your ComServe now, and then you are on TikTok. You are selling pills, weight loss pills.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Is it your own invention or your own? Tell me about your weight loss pills.
Okay, so how we came to actually found AfriBloom Pharmaceuticals was through my time on TikTok.
Is that the name of your business?
Yes.
AfriBloom
Pharmaceuticals, right? So, because on TikTok, I'll do TikTok lives where people would come in, request, ask HIV questions. Sometimes they'll ask about their periods and etc. And a lot of the times, I would find that they are using these products that are not regulated, and they're nuts and this and that, and it would cause them kidney failure. It would have some form of health implications. You understand? And I saw that, particularly Black women are so desperate to get something that actually works, but unfortunately what's in the market is quite harmful to their health. And that is where the idea of starting a pharmaceutical came from. So we started AfriBloom Pharmaceutical, which specializes in natural herbs, homeopathic herbs. And for us, the objective was something that works, but that did not cause harm. You understand? So that's when we came. Our liposomal L-glutamine, which is known as the Mokaba pill, it is...
What is it called?
Liposomal L-glutamine.
Okay.
Right? And we're very transparent with our ingredients, right? So it contains soluble fiber and liposomal L-glutamine, right? And what it does is that it just lowers your sugar cravings, and then it also makes you feel full. You understand?
Yeah.
And through a diet and, of course, exercising, you are able, to kind of like lose the weight. And the name Mokaba came from customers that saw that it predominantly helped with their Mokaba area. Okay. So during this drama, Jiggy Jiggy, oh my God, this is a fake pill, it's dangerous. But we have had no single complaint.
Back then.
Exactly. Even now, like in the history of, the 10 months of being in operation, we have never had any complaints. We are in other countries. A few months ago, we even got...
You are in other countries?
We're in other countries.
Like
so
where?
we are in Zimbabwe, we are in Namibia, we're in Botswana, we're in Nigeria, we're working on, what's this thing, Mozambique, we're in the UK.
Oh my gosh.
So...
You're such an international babe.
But it was made possible by my followers in all of these countries,
How do you now supply that side? Do you courier that side, or you have like physical stores that side?
So that side, we have pharmacies that side that sell our product.
What are the pharmacies in, especially just our in Nigeria? What's the name of? I'm saying for people that are there, because I do have a diverse audience. For people who are in Nigeria, for example, where can they get your...
So there's a pharmacy called Luca Pharmacies. So it's in Lagos. Yeah, that's where I know it from. But they have different branches as well. But also, if they go to our website, they are able to check on their country.
You have a website?
Yes.
What is the name of your website?
It's www.afribloom.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I even forgot what the question was before I brought in the Nigeria thingy. So what I want to ask you now is that, so how many pills have you sold in South Africa? Like, how much are you making? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Okay, so this whole entire drama, hence we're suing now.
Okay, are we suing? We're gonna get to the suing.
So because we have various pills, but like with the one Mukaba pill, we used to make, if I'm like, okay, this is slow.
Yeah.
It would be, on a month, would be 56,000 Rand. Just on one.
What?
Just on that one in J, the Mukaba pill. We used to make tons of money.
So you sell one thing for 50-something thousand?
No. Oh, are you asking the price?
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, I'm thinking like you
no,
are
actually, my question
profit.
was what you have just asked. Actually,
okay.
You are right. You answered my question.
Okay.
Now let me get to how much is one.
Okay, so one is 350.
One is 350.
Yeah, so it's a bottle of it's a pill of 60 inside. So 2 in the morning on an empty stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are saying on a lazy a month where you wanna say, I didn't make money, you'll make like 50,000 in South Africa only.
In South Africa only.
And then in other countries?
So in other countries, it's based on what stock, the amount of stock they want. You understand? So this month they could say we want 500.
Okay.
Others will say 1,000. So it would always vary.
Yeah.
But it was like a lot. It was honestly, we were able, in this 6 months, I remember when we started.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, when we started this thing, we used to, because we don't package it ourselves. There's a lab that does it.
Okay.
Right? We used to do our own stickers, because we started off, we used to do our own stickers. Within 3 months, everything was automated. Okay. We would now get professional labels, everything professionals, and yeah. Okay.
So you make quite a lot of money then.
We did. In South Africa, we did. But
so you're no longer operating?
We no longer, so we came to the decision that we are discontinuing our services in South Africa.
Okay.
And we'll continue it in other countries. We are trying to build a African-based pharmaceutical that produces natural African herbs for African people. You understand? During this drama, I just felt as though people were just lying on our brand. You understand? For me, you can talk whatever you want to say about me, but don't lie on me. You understand?
Yeah.
And we just received a lot of that. And for me, I'm like, okay, this is going to just affect our business. Let's just move away from where we are not loved.
Yeah.
During this drama, we had people from different countries sending emails encouraging us that, listen, your product is working. Your product is this. Why not build your brand in those countries where you are loved? So South Africa, we will see it once we are established in other countries. And for me, one thing that shocked me was the humility of other Africans, especially, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. When you see how we treat them in our country, you would think that they're not going to support a South African brand. But honestly, they see me as one. They see us as one. And us just being Africans. So, yeah.
Sure. So now that you are no longer operating on your products, now you're only getting your source of income is just the other countries, and you being a. Do you get paid to be like ComServe? You get paid.
Yes, you are a doctor.
Okay.
So yeah, you do.
So
get
are
paid.
you on leave now, or what's happening?
So I am on leave because I got injured. Still, my hand is still trying to recover, but I'm only gonna go back next year. My community service is supposed to end in January, but it's going to now end in March.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like, I just took a step back. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not mentally in a position to go back to that environment. I don't want to lie. I no longer have that excitement of being a doctor, particularly, especially working for government. I think I'm just traumatized.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why do you think, because we have like a lot of doctors in South Africa, why do you think specifically, because the Gauteng Department of Health, the HPC SA, and Wits University itself, why do you think out of every doctor, they're just after you?
You know what? The thing is that by Kennedy Tabat's social media, you understand? There was this trend on social media happening.
Yeah.
They didn't call me to ask my particulars.
What trend was that?
No, remember that this whole entire fake Dr. Matthew thing started on Twitter. I don't know it started because of what. I don't know, is it because of the grades that I skipped or because of the card that I posted? I have no idea.
Okay.
But it started there. It started at night on the 8th of October. And my birthday was the next day.
Oh.
The next day I wake up, colleagues are calling me, they're like, you are number one on Twitter's trend. The media then picked it up. So now the media is involved, Twitter is involved. I guess they got pressurized to comment, but they did not call me. And for me, what I had said from the get-go, the name that you guys are using is not the correct name.
Which is Matthew Lani.
The Lani.
Okay.
So they went to Wits with Lani. Wits said, we don't know this person. They went to HPCSA with Lani. They said, we don't know this person. You understand?
What is your registered doctor name?
So it was Swartz.
Your mom's name?
My mom's name.
Okay.
So I changed to Lani in March of 2021. And I told guys, I'm like, guys, I've changed names. I changed my surnames. This is not the one. So hence when all this was happening, when HPCSA released their statement, I immediately reached out to them. You understand? Through the call center, and I sent them an email. I'm like, you guys were provided with the incorrect surname. This is my surname. You understand?
But then why did you have to, for example, you are a doctor, like, why would you still be going around proving to the people that gave you the qualification, which is the health department, the school itself, like, why did you think that you have to go to the length of... And I'm sure when you're a doctor, when you are Dr. Lani and you change your surname, you have to change your things, or I don't know how they work. But don't you think Wits University would have had your Swart name, or what is the thing of you changing your surname into the Swart surname and them not picking it up?
So, like when I changed my surname to Lani, I didn't go and notify particularly Wits.
Okay.
It was just one of those things where there was no that urgency where they were like, no, you need to change it now. You understand? It was business as usual for them. And I also had both my IDs, you understand, the old one and the new one. So when I saw HPCSA's commenting, for me, it was the opening of the case that kind of was like, hi, Bo. Okay. So I just felt like, okay, let me go and speak to them. And when I then sent them the email, the HPCSA only released one statement and they've never said anything since. Even the case they claimed that they said that they would open, they did not open it. Vets also said they were going to open a case, but once I reached out to them, they did not open it. I asked them to retract their statement, they didn't. So hence now we're dealing with it through lawyers, you understand?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the Department of Health was the only one that stayed with their impersonating of a medical doctor, and with them it was filled with...
Who are they saying you're impersonating? Maybe let me first ask, on your green ID book or on your card, South African ID book, what name is they?
So now with the updated one, it's Matthew Lani.
It's Matthew Lani.
Yes.
When did you update it?
March of 2021.
Okay, and then the previous one, what was on your green
Matthew
ID?
Swartz.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. Okay, so who are you impersonating? Who are they saying you are impersonating? Who's Bongani?
So, so my full name is Matthew Bongani Lani.
So Bongani is not on your ID.
No, it is. Oh, okay, sorry. So on my
What
ID,
is your on your ID?
Matthew Bongani Lani.
Matthew Bongani Lani.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are my 3 names.
All right.
So,
Who
2
are you
years ago.
impersonating? Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, right? I don't know, I remember the video, but I remember I was commenting to some comment.
Yeah.
And somebody was asking me a question. I was like, and I'm like, my surname is Zingelwa. It was, I know that person annoyed me because it was not the first time they were asking me the same question. So then I just came up with the name. I'm like, my name is Zingelwa, and finished and done.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, there is a doctor that's by the name of Zingelwa.
Oh.
And then they were like, I'm impersonating this doctor.
Okay.
I'm like, how am I impersonating this doctor?
When
Because everybody knows me as Dr. Matthew. I've never said, hey guys, Dr. Zingelwa here, or hey guys. You understand? So then the Department of Health released a statement that made zero sense. But we then opened a case of perjury against them.
Yeah.
Where they said that, so we did a campaign for them last year, a June 16 campaign.
Who did it? You?
Me.
As who? As a doctor or as an influencer? As Matthew, who's on social media?
So they approached me as Matthew, who's on social media.
Okay.
But they put it across as the doctor. And I even have SMSs from last year. Mina, I keep receipts.
Yes.
I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
So they did an interview, right? So their statement said that the only time they worked with me as Department of Health was for a campaign, a June 16 campaign. So they are saying that during that, I was using the qualifications of Dr. Zingelwa.
Okay.
But yet the hospital said that, no, we've never had such a person working in this hospital. You understand?
So confusing.
The problem here is the department running with things on social media. Social media gossip. They ran with it, they took it, and they did what they did with it.
So did they pay you for the campaign that you ran?
No.
What was the campaign about? Like, what did you have to, what was your deliverables? What was the scope of work for that campaign?
So that campaign was June 16, and it was to talk about what June 16 means for you as a young person, as a young South African. But it was mostly about the opportunities that came to being a born free, the sacrifices that were made. So for me, I was speaking about how I was appreciative of the students who marched, you understand, for me to be able to become a doctor, a black doctor, and be able to access equal education, So that was what the campaign was about.
Okay. So the scope of work from the department had nothing to do with health and you being a doctor. It was just about. So
they
but
even said it. We are using you for your popularity.
Yeah. So when in your video, in your own video, in your creation, you put in like your qualification.
No, I just put in my TikTok name, Dr. Matthew.
Yeah. No. I mean, when you made the video, when you made the content, you said the struggle people of June 1976, they helped us so that you can get an opportunity to be a doctor. Was that like the gist of your creation?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how maybe they linked the department with hiring you as a fake doctor, as they're saying.
I get that part. I kind of like get it. And for me, that's not even from the Twitter site.
Yeah.
I don't entertain that because it's a lot of gossip.
Yes, 100%.
But as a department,
Yeah.
you should have done your research.
The research.
You understand? You can't just make statements without verifying with the person. Just like, and I would make example with the person. I'm like, okay, let's say for the rest, your surname, your family surname was Dlamini. You go to varsity, you are Dlamini. 5 years later, you get married to a different surname.
Yeah.
Now, I take a marital surname, I run with it to your institution. They're like, no, we don't know this person. Does it mean now I need to go and scream to the world
that I'm married?
You should have gone and confirmed with the person first. But they did not do that.
They never called you?
No. I communicated with them via SMS, telling them, please retract. They just
SMS, do they have SMSs? Do they have like small phones?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
They do.
So your pills. Let's go back to your pills. So there was a trending thing that now when they was now wanting to, like just put you down and the things that you do, they said your barcode is 1 up to 14 or something like
Yeah,
that.
you know, like for
And when
me-
I checked it, it was that. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's that particular one or the entire range that.
you know, people are very. I was like, yeah, as if we drink that barcode. So you know what, for me, it was about that bottle was
Yeah.
from when we started.
Okay.
Like I said, when we started, we used to make our own labels, right? We used to use Canva
Yeah.
to make our labels.
Okay.
So that might have been a barcode that was there, because of course on Canva you will search barcode, you put it there, and then you don't see the 1 to 14 and all of it. So
But
it
then
was
with
that.
I can hear where you go. But with pharmacies, doesn't the barcode has to correlate with the stock? Like it's not just like
Yes.
me, how I do my chocolates or how I do my party packs. I just put a barcode there that says happy birthday down there. But then with the pharmacies, doesn't that barcode, when they click it, it talks about the stock that they have there, or I don't know.
No, it does that. So when we did that, remember that for me, I am not a pharmacist. I am not knowledge in the pharmaceutical thing, you understand? So somebody on TikTok, out of jealousy, decides to report us to the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority,
Okay.
thinking that we were making the pills at home. Can't we had a lab that was certified
Yeah.
by the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority. So it was through that the lady from SAPRA taught us this. So there were information. They were like to us, did you know that the barcode needs to be approved by us
Okay.
as SAPRA?
Yeah.
You need to write it into, all the instruction must be in 2 languages. It must be in English or another South African language. That's why sometimes you will go and the supplement it's in Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
You understand? So that's when we then learned certain things. So we learned as we went. We learned as
Yeah,
we
I
went.
can hear.
And that's when we came to the decision, let this lab do everything. Because we're
hear.
going to end up messing up.
I hear.
And jiggy, we find ourselves in courts. So now the lab does everything. We just get the end product. So for that, it was, you know, when people saw that, I'm like, you know, people act as though a business never started somewhere. You understand? Your business started somewhere.
I think maybe because your business is a profession. It's not just a business like mine where I do party packs, I do branded bars, you know. Yours is a profession. You
Yes.
know. There are lives that are at stake, and then there are processes and bodies that you need to be registered with. I think that's where people maybe want to investigate you further and stuff like that.
And you know, for me, that was not the issue, because even with us, when you buy our product, before you buy, you can request our documentation.
Okay.
So we send you a certificate of analysis every batch. They get tested.
Why are these people doing this? No, if they're getting all those things.
I have no idea. You can even request a finished product specification record,
Sure.
which comes from the lab, tells you this product. It even has a section where it talks about food tolerance, where you can check if you're allergic to any food. It tells you, don't take this product if you're allergic to these foods or
Yes.
anything. You understand? So people were using anything to bring me down.
Oh my God.
Not that they were requesting. You could request.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Is your business registered?
Yes. Okay, hence they found me at CIPC and all of that. So yeah, it is registered.
So HCPSA, what do they do?
So the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority. So because our Mokaba pill is not made from herbs and things like that, they regulate that one.
Okay.
But the other products are natural herbs, so they do not regulate natural herbs like plants unless it's homeopathic.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
However, even with our natural things, we still get it tested. It has to be scientifically proven that if you're going to say this is a hormonal tea, it's hormonal based on what? You understand? we also have studies. A lot of our medications have been studied by the National Institute of Health.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
There is documentations of them. You know, it's not like a thing where you go to a sangoma and a sangoma ati. No, this thing only works if you believe in it.
Yeah.
We can't do such.
Yes.
You understand?
All right, Dr. Matthew. Now I hear that. How are you? So I know that you commented on one of my thing when I was having you here, booking you for this session. You told me that I look like Magudumana, right? You joked and I said, and I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And then, how are you affiliated with Dr. Nandipa or Besta himself?
Like, I don't know those people. Like, I've never met them, but I am Tabo Besta 2.0 for whatever reason.
Okay.
The thing is that people claim that I scam people, right? And I'm like, okay, who did I scam? Let one person come
I've
out.
heard that you once worked there. That's why when you said Makutumana, I was like, I'm gonna ask him. If
I once worked there.
Yes, there was a thing on thing that they know you from Dr. Makutumana's thingy.
Like surgery.
Yes.
No, I don't even know where this surgery
Why are you
is.
laughing?
Because like I just find it to be ridiculous. I don't know Nandipa. I don't know Tabo Besta. I've never met the two human beings.
Okay.
I only know them from social media. I don't even know where her clinic is. And any aesthetic clinic that I go to is the one in Rosebank.
Okay.
So I've never even been a patient of hers.
But you haven't heard that you haven't seen it online that apparently you worked there or people know you from there. Haven't you seen that?
You know, like so many people claim so many things about me that
Yeah.
I would not be surprised that if it's there. I've not seen it, but I've seen people calling me Tabo Besta 2.0.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, but then
Yeah.
who did I scam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we go down to the current thing that made you to trend even international. My husband was saying, yo, this guy is being covered internationally.
Lie.
Like, he's a
Yo.
serious deal. So I wake up the following day, you are trending again. I'm like, oh, this boy again. Why are people after this boy? Because the first trending, I didn't even follow it.
Yeah.
Now that trending, I follow it and I see you being manhandled by security guards.
My
You
trauma.
crying.
My
Raga, raga.
trauma. My trauma.
What
Yo.
happened? Because I think firstly you made a video on TikTok saying, can I please have my phone? I think that other guests. Sorry, let me just check here. So you made a video, right?
The locker one.
No, I think you made a video saying that you are going to work, like during the day of that
Oh,
fateful
okay.
night, right?
Okay.
You made a video, and then later that night you made a live when you were at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what
Okay.
hospital were you at?
Okay, so those were two different hospitals, right? So that one that I made where I was at the hospital, that was
Yeah.
in the Northwest, right? So Poch, Joburg, neighboring, right? And then on this fateful night, I was at Helen Joseph.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, yo. So remember and I even still have, the SMS on my other phone.
Yeah.
So I have an NGO, right? Registered everything, and it's even registered with the Department of Health. Greater than AIDS Africa. So what happened was that on the 22nd, right, of October, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, of October. So we have other team members in the organization, right? So what our organization does, we do two programs.
Yeah.
There's one where we track people that have defaulted on ARVs and TB. So we go and track them down and find them. And then one that just does outreach programs. So with this one where we track you down, sometimes we can find you very sick and we take you to a hospital. So if we are in Soweto, then it's gonna be Bara. If you are in West Rand, Leratong, etc.
Yeah.
So on this particular day, right, on the 28th, there was a patient that was taken to Helen Joseph.
Okay.
He was an unknown patient. Unknown patient
Unknown.
means we don't know his relatives, anything like that, right? So on that day, the fateful day,
Yeah.
we then get a call from the hospital. We didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then we get an SMS.
From Helen Joseph.
From Helen Joseph.
Yeah.
We get an SMS. Hi, this is Doctor. Yeah. Can you guys please come? There's a form that you guys need to fill in for this particular patient, the one that you guys dropped off, right? I'm like, okay, no stress. We then, we were like, we will come later because we were in the West Rand. So later around 8-ish, because our office is in Melville. And if you know Melville and thingy, it's literally just. So we go there. It's me and a friend of mine, right? We get there. We go to casualty. We tell the security why we're there.
Yeah.
The security is like, because it's after hours, only one person can enter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, friend, please go because all eyes are on me. Bazoti, hey, what, you know? So she goes, I stand outside. And then
Is she a doctor? Your friend?
She's a nurse.
Okay.
So I'm like, so, okay, I'm holding her things. I'm holding a stethoscope. I'm holding books. And I also had my medication in my pocket. So I asked the security, can I please go use the bathroom? And he's like, no, use the bathroom on the other entrance. I go to that entrance. I greet the securities. Can I use the bathroom? No problem.
So are you not, like, as a doctor, because you're wearing doctor clothes, why are you asking, like, this is one of your place of work?
So remember, I'm not at Helen Joseph anymore.
Okay.
Like, I'm no longer there. And I'm wearing scrubs because in our NGO, we wear scrubs.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
I wanted to ask permission because I did not want tomorrow it be another story.
I hear you.
Because I'm wearing scrubs. Bazoti, I fooled security by masquerading as a doctor wearing scrubs. So I asked them.
Okay.
I'm like, can I please go to the bathroom? They were like, yes, you can go. And then I went. Whilst I was by the door of the bathroom, another security, different to the ones I asked, stops me. And it's like, no, Hosa, come. He calls those ones. Now there's about 7 of them. There's this excitement in the air that I did not understand. Sometimes I forget that I'm TikTok Dr. Matthew, you know.
Yes.
I'm like trying to figure out. Now it was that excitement of, Simtolil, Simbatrin. You understand?
Yes.
At that time, I didn't get it. They take me to the security room. They're like, put your phone down. So if you search, what are you searching? Why?
What did I do?
What did I do? No. Somebody will come and speak to you. I'm like, the fact somebody has to come speak to me means you know something.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Yes.
They don't want to tell me.
Yes.
We spent a good 5 minutes arguing. And I'm like, you guys are not going to. First of all, if you guys are not going to tell me what I did, I'm going to leave. And I saw there was cameras. I thought that maybe I did something on the camera. You understand? And I'm even like, but then I just asked permission to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
They did not want. And they become very physical. The door opens, I go out. Then I go to the bathroom. As I'm in the bathroom, I can hear they are like gathering outside.
Huh.
And now I'm very panicky. I'm very, Then I'm like, okay, the window, it's on the ground floor. I went out the window. I honestly went out the window.
I'm sorry.
And I went out the window because you guys are not telling me anything.
Yeah.
You behaving the way you're behaving.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to, feel?
And they caught you when you went out of the window.
So I went out and then I walked to the parking because we came with the car. That's where they caught me. So all of a sudden they come. I'm texting my friend. Mena, I'm thinking, I just removed myself out of a situation. I'm literally even strolling as I'm walking, texting my friend, telling her you will find me at the car. This is what just happened, and etc. Jiggy, abantu, yay, flashlights, what, it's in the dark. They see me. I'm still there. They're like, yeah, Zboshwa. I'm like, Zboshwa. Aibo. In my mind, nothing is clicking.
Yeah.
This guy grabs me, slams me to the ground.
Yeah.
I just hear a sharp pain going down my leg. And I'm like, oh my God, something's happening now with my leg.
Yeah.
So he then tries to handcuff me from the back. But he twists my hand in such a way that I just had 2 pops. And I screamed in pain. I screamed. Now it is more than 10. Chaos. I'm being dragged. I'm being kicked, slapped, punched. My tooth is chipped.
Did this tooth get chipped there?
Yeah, one of them punched me in the mouth. I think they had a ring. So they punched me in the mouth and then it chipped there. So I'm in the dark. Adrenaline is kicking. Now the pain is kind of like, like going because of the adrenaline. When we then got back indoors, in that my hands are being handcuffed, my feet are being handcuffed.
Yes.
Now I see I am bleeding. Now I'm in pain. Now the room is full of people. Still have no idea what I did wrong.
Now they have your you see the one that I know that you always wearing your stethoscope, you always,
Yes.
Now they show you your stethoscope and they like, or they show you a stethoscope, they're
Yes.
like, whose is this? And you're like, it's not mine.
Yeah. So it was not mine because my friend gave me her stethoscope.
But the friend is a nurse.
She's a nurse.
So the nurse, they do have stethoscopes.
Yes, all of us, we have, all the
Okay.
nurses have stethoscopes
Okay.
there. Like, we just have stethoscopes, We don't really use them, we just have them.
Yeah.
So, and on a Lindman stethoscope, they engrave your name. So when I said it's not mine, I was truly saying that it's not mine because even the name there is not mine. You understand?
But then you're the one that had it at the moment that it
I
fell.
had it at the moment.
Okay,
You
I
understand?
hear
So
you.
I was holding it. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
So for me, I was being honest. It's not mine, as in the name there is not mine. One of the securities went to the car without my permission,
Yes.
got things from the car and brought them back. You understand? Now they have different.
What things are
So
those?
remember that the car we were using it had testing kits, ARV medication, prep, and all of that.
Okay.
So they are bringing it, saying that I am coming to the hospital, sneaking in medication into the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
But yet it's literally chilling in the parking. So, okay, fine. I'm there. I'm like, you guys are not telling me what's going on. I take out my phone from my pocket. I'm like, I'm calling my attorney. They grab my phone. But you're not calling anyone.
Huh.
You're not calling anyone. So I stood there for 1 hour, 30 minutes, still not knowing what's going on. The matron comes.
The one that they took you to a little room and then...
Yes.
Yeah.
So the matron comes. She asks me what I'm doing here. I tell her what I'm doing here. I tell her, this particular doctor said, we must come. I have the SMS. I have everything. Then she's like, okay, I'm coming. Let me go confirm. She goes and confirms. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, she comes back with my friend. My friend now is traumatized. I'm bleeding. She left me just fine, jiggy. I'm in handcuffs, I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
Now the matron, when she comes with a form. It's a statement. She's like, I must sign it. I must sign it that I'm trespassing and that I came here to shoot content and that I got injured while I jumped out the window and I refused. I said no. Then one of them wrote the statement and then they said I must sign. For me. And then they said I must sign. That is why in some of those videos you can hear in the background, but you sign. They are forcing me to sign it. And I'm like, no.
This is a matron in Helen Joseph.
This is a matron in Helen Joseph. At that time, she was
What's
in
her
terms
name?
of management. I didn't get her name, but at the time, she was the person in charge of the whole hospital. They're like, sign. I refuse to sign.
So when you were apologizing, what were you apologizing for?
So
in that room?
they are telling me that I wasn't allowed to be in the hospital and that they are going to open a case against me and that I'm very disrespectful. You understand? Why did I run? So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, gay. I apologize. And by that time, I'm also requesting to see a doctor and they're refusing.
Because
They were
you're in
no.
pain.
I'm in pain. My hand is swelling. I'm in handcuffs. I'm in pain. I'm bleeding. And they're telling me that I must sign if I want to see a doctor. And I'm refusing. I'm saying no.
Wow.
I'm saying no. The police come. When the police come, they tell the police, no, we want to get him arrested for trespassing. The police are like, no.
Where did he trespass?
Where did he trespass? It's a public hospital, and you also have to inform him before. There's a letter you guys need to give him and say that you're not allowed to come to these areas of the hospital if you guys don't want him here, and he needs to sign it.
And in the lockers, like the doctor's lockers and stuff, how did you get there?
The doctor's lockers, so it was on the 27th, right? So on the 27th, when we went to go take the patient, right? So the wards, so when you go up the wards, there's the elevators, right? So the nearest bathroom is by the lockers. So I know where it is. So then I went to the bathroom, and when I was done, I'm like, I might as well make a video.
Oh,
You
okay,
understand?
okay.
And then I made that video. If they had an issue with it, they could have dealt with it differently.
Yeah.
They could have said, we didn't appreciate the fact that you did the video. You understand? I would have said, okay, no stress. I apologize for that. Simple as that. You understand?
yeah.
But they went about it the extreme way.
So you get arrested. They take you to the police station. I think we're running out of time. Ugh, I hate it. Yeah, so in conclusion, so they get you arrested. You go to the police station.
Yes.
Which police station did
Brixton.
you go to? Brixton. You slept there for how many nights or what?
It was one night because I got arrested 1 a.m. on Monday, and the police was so amazing. Like, me getting arrested was so pleasant. I don't want to lie. It was a pleasant experience. Like, so I got there. I only slept. So it was Monday, and then Tuesday I slept in the night of Monday, and then Tuesday morning, then I went to court.
So you call your mom when you get there. Who do you call?
I didn't call her anybody. My friend was the one that called everybody.
Yeah.
My friend was the one that let my mom know, called my attorney, called everybody.
Who's that attorney of yours?
It's attorney Dumisani Mabunda,
Okay.
celebrity attorney.
I've seen him in some gossip page, and then I was like, oh, this is that thing of the attorney for Lani.
Yeah.
So he is your attorney, or he reached out to you at that moment?
So no, he reached out to me at that moment. So the attorney that I normally use was not answering.
Okay.
I have no idea where he was. Like, he literally just was like panicking but I was already released by then.
Okay.
So he saw it on the news.
Utumisani.
Yeah, because I was instant breaking news, even internationally.
Bruh.
Like,
That's crazy business.
so he saw it on the news and then came to the police station, asked me if I have a lawyer yet. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll represent you. And then
Oh, wow.
he did a brilliant job. So even now in the lawsuits against Department of Health, Helen Joseph.
Please tell
and
me
the
about
department-
that. You said, what's happening? Are you suing?
Yes, I am.
Who are you suing?
So I'm suing Helen Joseph for violation of personal information. They disclosed my medical information to the media.
Okay.
Also taking video and posting it by their staff members. That's a
Okay.
violation. For the Department of Health, for defamation of character, also for perjury resulting in my arrest. For the Department of Education, for defamation of character, because apparently I went to a special needs school according to them.
Did you go to a special needs school?
No. Like, I
Are
don't
you a
remember.
special need person?
No. I mean, if, I was like, wow, imagine I could masquerade as a medical doctor for 3 years, yet I have special needs.
Yeah.
My special needs deserves
I
an
know what.
award.
Okay,
Like-
so you are suing the Helen Joseph Hospital
Yes.
for what?
So it's for violation of personal information, also for injuries. Our justice system is truly independent. It's not influenced by social media
Okay.
or anything. So I truly do believe, I have receipts, I truly do believe that I will win my case. I'm not the first person to sue government. I mean, what would be so special about me that now it needs to? Even when the Hawks investigate, because the Hawks investigating my matter. And I remember looking at that lady, I'm like, hi, Bonina, like, is it that deep that it's the Hawks investigating it? So even now, they still have my phone. I don't know.
Who, the Hawks?
Yeah, I don't know what they're looking for there. Because that phone is brand new.
So you literally don't have a phone now.
No, I don't. So I just had to use a phone laying around in the house.
When did they say they're gonna bring it back?
They don't know as well. When the investigation,
So what investigations are the Hawks doing?
I have no idea. Because the matter was withdrawn. So what they are investigating only... So we were like, you know what? We did... Because we can get the phone through a court order. But it will come around, Batty. Yeah, you see, he's hiding something. That is
Okay.
what... So we were like...
Give them their
search.
time.
Search what you want to search.
Sure. And how far is it with the case, the suing case?
So we filed. We have already also opened a complaint with the Information Regulatory Authority. Those are the ones that does the POPI laws. So we are just waiting for a hearing. We have sent summons to the departments, and then we're gonna await.
A response. So is it with Dumisani?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. This is Doctor. Do you want to say anything to the South African government firstly?
You guys need to respect your position as government. And you guys need to honestly stop entertaining Twitter things, social media things. You need to honestly hold yourself. Because, I mean, look at this matter, even went internationally. You embarrass yourself internationally, honestly speaking. Like, no, man. Like, the way you guys handled this was rush, and you guys did not follow proper protocol. I think they just made a mistake.
Okay.
But I made a battle for that mistake.
100%. And to your followers, your patients, where are your patients, like your friends, the people that went with you to medical school? Why are they not coming out and begging? You have doctor friends. Who are your
Yes.
doctor friends?
You know the thing with this, right? My friends, a lot of my friends are not on social media, and with how people were attacking me, they were scared to put themselves in the crossfire.
I can hear.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because now people were digging into things that did not need digging into.
Yeah.
Even my friends, they were also being cyberbullied on their
Okay.
comment sections.
Oh, no.
You understand?
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends didn't want to be associated with me because of this drama.
You mean the doctor friends?
Exactly.
Okay.
Honestly, they didn't want to be associated because they were like, this is just too much.
Mm.
You know, and I get it because for them, some of them are opening surgeries next year.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Now imagine you Google their name, they're associated with a fake doctor. How will that affect their career as well?
That.
So that's why they didn't want to be affiliated with me. But to my followers have known how things go from day one. The people that are making the most amount of noise are people that don't follow me. They don't know how we operate on TikTok.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So a lot of my followers have still been supportive, and I really appreciate it.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Do you want to tell the people your practice number?
Oh, no.
Okay. Is
The
it
reason... So the reason why... So my housekeeper leaked my ID, and then...
Your housekeeper at home?
Yeah, at home.
Yeah.
Leaked my ID, and then there was... My bank then noticed that there was some shiga trying to happen on my account, and they blocked it.
Okay,
you understand?
okay.
And the thing with my practice number, people don't understand. It's not a matter that I don't want to give it. But for me, with how I saw people, especially people are very angry when the case was withdrawn.
Yeah.
The thing is that with practice numbers, people do steal doctors' practice numbers and open surgeries under their
Is
names.
it? I
So for
see.
me, I'm like, if I give it to this audience, what can they potentially do with my practice number?
Okay.
They can potentially do something that will now put me in jail.
Yeah.
Something that I don't know of. Jiggy, I'm doing abortions, illegal abortions,
I
some
hear
way that
you.
I don't understand.
So
Yeah.
vets, because you went to vets and vets do not recognize you, what do you want to say to them?
I think with vets, we did sort it out.
Okay.
Few days after they released the statement, I did go to them personally because I remember I did it via email, and then I did a screenshot, and somebody on the Vets Twitter was like, it's fake. I'm like, they're not going to take me seriously over socials. Let me go there in person.
Okay.
So I did show them that, no, guys, the Lani surname is not on your record. This is the surname that's on your record.
Okay.
So they were like, no, disclosing student information is violation of POPI, you need to do an affidavit. I did that, and we never heard back from them again. So also them...
Are you going to sue them as well?
We are looking into it because they are also within their rights.
Okay.
If they choose not to do it, it's part of their policy that every student signed. You understand?
Yeah.
So we're looking into that.
Guys, Dr. Lani, for you, and I think you've heard almost everything. I tried to put everything, but the gist of it, I just wanted to understand about his upbringing, his family. What is his family saying? Because with such matters, you ask yourself, where is your mother? What is like your mother saying, you know? And I'm glad that I was able to sit down with him. And it's love and light from me. And this is Own Narrative Podcast by myself, Promise Magunya, and I'll see you next time. Bye.